welcome.
Fuzzy nipples.
Oh.
Some G-strings.
You think it's just me, but no.
You said G-string?
Oh, dear.
Even worse, it's a prince wearing him, so it's an air on a G-string.
Did we break the GM this time?
I told you I'm going to sort out that face palm thing for him.
This stream is
Me and
sponsored
Pally.
by absolutely nobody, but we use VTT and we love Pathfinder. We love Paizo. They're all amazing. We use lots of modules.
We use Foundry VTT. Get it right.
Foundry VTT. There we go.
Yeah.
We use Paizo's inbuilt stuff that adds sounds and makes it really fun and dynamic. And
It
you
does.
know,
It does like
we
weird
also-
flickery lights and stuff.
yeah.
There's like music for each room and each level on occasions. So you know.
Which I have turned off because I'm special.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some of us get annoyed at the
Yeah.
sounds, but you know, it's it's all fun and games
Dynamic.
until we break the GM.
Now we have to try and remember what he waffles on about at the start of each chat.
I
Spontaneously.
hate you. I hate all of you.
You love us all.
I say that with a straight face.
Yeah, sure.
you
Come
know
back to
what-
me when you're sincere.
Do you know what was worse? I had pressed the button even after JJ had said something. Didn't press it. I thought, right, okay, they're not doing it. They're not doing anything. I shall hit record and start. And as soon as I started speaking, it's like you blimmin'
Yes.
well knew I was waiting
Yeah.
for you.
Yes.
I was watching your face.
We will lull you into false sense of
God's sake.
security because it's the only time we can. Because the rest of the time we're on tenterhooks.
You see, I
we're
was
playing this game
worried.
with-
I was worried that the group that we were going to do live streaming with were going to be worse than you lot. I really was.
Was it-
Give
were-
it
were- were
time.
they not?
Convinced. And they were perfect. There was nobody messing around. Well, there was messing around, but there wasn't anything like this.
Slackers.
I think we started better behaved and we've just sort of
We did.
escalated.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got an
We've relaxed
escalation.
into it.
God's sake. Right, okay, I'm killing one of you. Right.
Come on, put
Pick it
me
up.
out of my
Got
misery.
backups.
Okay.
Save me buying a house by filing nails.
Right. They've done all of the intro because I couldn't speak. We are obviously here. We're going to be doing Abomination Vaults. I'm going to swing it over to the map very, very shortly. This lot have found one of the traps in this dungeon and have decided that the best course of action is to bugger off as quickly as possible.
To be fair, that's been our response to several encounters, and I'm
It
quite
has.
proud of it.
We can't
It-
quite
it
close the
has.
door on this one.
Because we haven't done the standard thing of it's an encounter, we must fight it, and then all die.
Yeah. This is true. We've had the odd let's get out of here, but this is probably one of the few you've had for some time, to be honest with you, since a few levels. You've not really had anything like this. What they found to the south of them, because this room is, we kind of started last episode near this room, and we've ended up back in this room. What they found to the south of them was a very winding, twisting corridor with a number of portholes, sort of spy holes into various rooms that as they went down here, which gave them an insight into some of the stuff that was in these rooms. But as they progressed into a large chamber to the south, managed to set off a trap, or more accurately, see that there was a trap, failed to sort of remove that trap to an extent, saw all of these blades fizzing around, and then realised that the blades had now moved. Now, they're not properly set it off at this point, so I didn't immediately throw them into combat, but they then did have to do a number of checks to kind of safely navigate out, and 2 people didn't do so well on those rolls. So unfortunately, they did end up setting off the trap. It's one of those weird ones where people will go, "Oh, hang on, why were all of the blades in one room and all the rest of it?" I'd actually rolled. I had actually rolled in advance. I'd rolled 6 D1s and got 1s on every single one of them, so they were all sat in one room. And I'd gone with the principle of they were probably buzzing around the various corridors until they got to the room to see that they were there, which is where we were at. Yeah, one of those things where I was glad it wasn't a damage roll. 6 1s on 6d4 is not fun, but it is when you're setting up a trap. So they found themselves in back in this room. I know where the blades are, by the way, so if they ever do decide to step back down there, we can all start setting them off again. But they've come back here with a little bit of a plan to effectively bypass this by dealing instead with the room which is full of mold.
We will need a rest first, though.
But they're going to need a night's rest. So, under the assumption that you guys kind of go with this as a plan, as a general sort of thing, I'm assuming you barricade up the doors. You make sure you've got countertops here that you can kind of take apart, use as barricades, put them against the wall, against the doors. Make sure everything's sort of set up in a way that you guys can defend, and you can have a night's rest here with minimum fuss. Obviously, there are some watches set and various bits and pieces like that just to make you safe, but nothing will transpire overnight because you can do enough to protect yourself in these chambers. So you get rested up.
I'm going to drop
Yep,
I'm going to drop my last big heal before.
Yep.
We settle down. And
Ooh, I can also do some if that's if we need any when.
Right. In that case, I'm going to drop my level 3 heal as a 2 cast on Moz. How much are you down, Moz?
Not a grand amount. I'm down. Ooh, if I was capping 77, then I'm at 53.
Oh,
And you've still got more hit points than me, and I'm fully healed.
I'm about 20. I'm about 24 points below where I could be
Okay.
at max.
I'm not going to roll the dice. You're maxed.
Thank you.
I can drop mine on Neffy.
Yes, please. Thank you.
But what does that give? Hang on, let's have a look. I mean, to be fair, Dave, we both could have done 3 action ones, but
Yeah, and then probably rolled nothing but ones.
oh, that's true. So Neffy is getting. Oh God, why can I not count today? Heightened +1. It is a 3rd level spell, so that is 3d8 plus 8.
Heightened +1 would make it a. Oh, you're running a 3rd level. Yeah, 3rd level spell. So, yep, 3d8 plus
24.
24.
3 and 5 is 8. Huh?
If you're doing it as a level 2. Sorry, a 2-action cast at level 3, it's 3d8, but it's also +8 for each level as well, so that's +24.
Oh God, right, okay.
So
8 and 6 and 24.
And another dice. So.
No, I'd already rolled 3 dice to get to 8 and 6.
Okay. 24.
So 14
38.
and 24, 38 points of damage of healing for Neffy.
Thank you. So basically, I'm full. Perfect.
Yes, indeed.
And Invar's got that level 2 wand of healing, hasn't she?
Oh, I have. I keep forgetting about that.
I'm not sure if we've had a rest since you got it, so it's invested yet, or charged yet. But after this rest, it will be.
Yeah, it will be after this. Yeah, wand of heal level 2.
Where do I keep the notes on what spirits widget wispy things I've got?
That I don't know, unfortunately.
I've
No,
started
but I
using
also have.
the campaign notes section for keeping track of wand charges and things.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't taken any damage to have been able to burn one off anyway, so.
No. Okay. You have a nice night's rest. Obviously, for anybody that's a spellcaster or anything else like that, please go to your character sheet and hit the rest button so that you get all your slots back and everything else. If you're not sure where that is, underneath your max HP on the left-hand side, there is a little person in a bed. Just press that. That'll give you all your spell slots back.
Do we get focus points back as well?
I believe you
Oh.
do indeed get focus points restored as part of pressing that
But I
button.
apparently hadn't used them, so that's fine. Do we get hero points for another session?
Well, yes, you're in another session, so you do indeed have a hero point each.
Yay!
Okay. Do we retain the one from the previous session if we didn't spend them?
No.
Oh, it's probably fair.
It's supposed to be a hero point roughly every hour, and when you have a new session, it's supposed to be reset. So now, obviously, normally, if you were playing a normal campaign where you might do 5 hours worth of session, then you know that'll flux a little bit more. But for the most part, you guys always have one, unless you burn it in a session. Right. You wake up refreshed. You've shut the door, so obviously you can't have stuff come through to you.
Phelan, do you have the magic you need to set this fungus on fire?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll open that door because the range on Flaming Sphere is initially 30 feet. I'll move it to another square within range, so we are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it doesn't say I need to be able to see the square it rolls to after it's been created, so I should be able to get it to whiz around that 3x3 square room for a minute.
Yep. I mean, once you've got it going, there's nothing in there to make a reflex save, and you just sit there. Obviously, it sustains for a minute, but a minute of constant burning is gonna take out pretty much the vast majority of this stuff. I would say enough that while there might be some lingering mold and all the rest of it, the actual spores and the things that can cause the disease are just not a problem anymore.
So unless we're going to go into that area and spend an hour licking the walls, Neffy, no.
You're so mean.
or you know, finding any mushrooms that still exist and jumping up and down on them, that kind of thing might
I
cause
would
you a problem.
never.
But yes, after that minute, you're pretty happy. You know, you've done as much cleaning and cleansing as you possibly can get away with. Outside of a prestidigitation sort of spell to really clean the area up.
I can do that as well if you like.
Well, there you go. I mean, that also sort of brushes away any of the other stuff that's there, you know. But yes, you're able to make the room safe.
Solves our problem then. Who's going first into the dubious moldy space?
I will go first.
Aw.
Since I cleaned it. So if anyone gets horribly infected, it should be the party medic.
That sounds like the backwards answer.
Yeah. I thought the same.
Okay, so as you head into the room, yeah, as you said, the spores are all mostly gone away. What you do spot is that there are two large, kind of like a sofa and a single seater seat that were up against the northern wall that were almost certainly the worst offenders. There's not a right lot of it left. You've been bouncing a burning sphere around this area for some time. However, as you kind of round the corner and have a look at it, it's going to be Moz, actually. Moz, you spot that there is some silver on the floor, sort of buried into where the cushions would have been. Like somebody's lost some change down the back of the sofa that you've just burnt. So you can now see these coins scattered on the floor.
As much as Moz is on occasion monetarily, or let's be honest, the player is monetarily inclined, it's a bit odd to find silver coins down the back of a sofa. He's going to take the halberd, he's just going to give him a nudge and scrape them across the floor and actually have a look at them.
Okay.
Suspicious because of mimics and also mimic eggs.
You pick them up and have a look at these. They are, in the end, when you drag them away, 13 silver coins. However, having looked at them in detail, these were minted centuries ago by mints that are long gone. And so these aren't just 13 silver pieces. These are 13 pieces of silver that are probably these days to a collector worth about 4 gold each, just due to the historic nature of them and the rarity of these coins.
Nice.
My suggestion will be that we only put 1 or 2 on the market at any particular time. Just create that little bit of artificial inflation.
So you've done that before, Moz?
Well, you gotta spend a penny to gain 2, and Mimar was a trader as much as anything else.
I have put those into your stash on your party sheet, so they are there now. But effectively, that is 52 gold's worth of silver.
Nice.
Nice. Big fan.
You also find a corridor heading south. 10 foot down, there's a door.
Temptation. Oh. So that little space we were in was like a kitchenette. The room to the top was part of like the oubliette weirdness. We've got a waiting room here. Feels a bit
Indeed.
interesting.
Someone's probably had the telly off the wall.
Yeah.
Let's have a listen at this
Animated
door to the
painting.
south.
Okay. I did that the wrong way. Okay, having a listen at the door and having a look at the door just in general, you do not see any signs of traps or anything else like that on the door, and you can't hear anything from the other side. Apart from what appears to be, and you didn't spot it at first because you're holding a torch, and obviously that's making a certain amount of spluttering noise and everything else. But as you turn around to
no, it's an ever burning.
It's an ever burning torch, is it? Or is it a? Oh yeah. Well, it's yeah. So it doesn't put out heat, but it's still obviously light and everything else. So as you sort of are moving around, checking the door and all the rest of it, you realise at one point you hold the torch up a little bit higher, but look down, and there's light coming from underneath the door, and then you realise that there is a slight sound on the other side, the sound of a fire.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, is there interesting spiritual stuff anywhere that I can detect?
Nothing spiritual that you can detect.
Interesting. Okay. So we have a tavern that might be occupied, and we have a fire that might have people around it.
I think we'll get as much as an interesting reaction just by pushing the door open as anything else here.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking Phelan and I probably look the least. Phelan probably looks the least intimidating, somewhat followed by me. Maybe we should start.
Okay, let's open the door and see what we see. We always say sorry, right room, and close the door again.
Okay. Should be openable. Should be, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this sitting room glows from the light of a fire, crackling pleasantly in a web-choked fireplace on the east wall. A large divan has been pushed up against the door to the northwest. Several pitons pounded into the gap between the door and its frame ensure that it has remained shut.
Okay. I shall take a step into the room, and I shall check the webs for the presence of anything particularly spidery.
There are absolutely spiders, but they are tiny little.
They're small friendship spiders, not big eat your face
natural
spiders.
Yeah, they're natural size spiders rather than actually can eat your face off spiders. So these, and what it looks like is the whatever lights the fireplace works in the same way as your ever burning torch. So you've got a system which is attracting insects but not burning webs away and things like that, and it's a really cool place for little spiders to catch lots of insects. So they've set up house in there, and built themselves a nice little place to get a free and simple meal.
Okay, I'm going to stand there, so I'm less likely to brush away any webs, and I'll just take in the room and wait for the rest of the folks to know. Careful with the webs. There's just standard issue friendship spiders in there.
Friendship spiders.
Friend-shaped spiders.
Oh, friendship. Even so.
It's all a lie.
Yep.
Hey, we could have had our rest in here last night. It would have been warm.
You wouldn't have been.
No, you wouldn't have been.
Because
The
the
fire
fire's not
isn't
warm.
putting out any heat.
And also, we still couldn't have got here because we needed the fire to burn away the poison. Yep.
I mean, we could
fungus.
have probably numed through there, but we didn't know what was on the other side, and the last thing we needed was an extended fight in Sporeland.
Yep. So,
Yeah, I reckon we shouldn't go through the door that's very firmly closed that nobody wants it to go ever through ever again, apparently. I get the feeling someone was being very distinct about not ever doing that door again.
yeah, but now I want to know what's behind it. Can look at the other ones first.
Mm-hmm.
So, you go to that door.
No, I didn't intend to try and open it. I was trying to ping it.
Well, fair enough. So you ping it, and it looks locked. Yeah, you kind of have a look at that door, and while you can't hear anything on the other side, you do realise it is locked.
take a look.
Do we have any keys we haven't tried yet? I feel like we've been picking some up as we've gone through.
I don't think so.
In that case, then let's have a
Neffy.
shaky the door handle.
We'll try
Which
the
one
other
are you
one, or
doing?
we'll see if Neffy can pick it.
Okay, so if you want to try and pick that lock, please make a thievery check.
Can I check for traps first?
I mean, yeah, if you really want to.
I want to make sure the door's not trapped.
You do not see any traps.
Okay. Doesn't mean they're not there.
We have a
Um,
key in the stash that would help you.
Do we?
We do.
Sneaky key.
Yes, the sneaky key would help.
Sneaky key?
It's
Am I being
consumable.
So
Party stash. Go on.
yeah, in the party stash you've got it's a one shot, gives you
Oh,
a
I
plus
see.
1 bonus to thievery checks for a minute.
Might want to decide if we really need to spend that here.
I was gonna say that's more in if we're in a rush, maybe. I can spend time. If I don't open it, I can try again. 21.
It doesn't seem to be budging at this point.
That's okay. Roll again. 25.
Okay, with just about a success, you manage to start turning the barrel, but you realise that this is an exceptionally complicated lock, and will take 4 successes in total
God.
to be able to open it.
Okay. Roll 3 extra dice.
Well, roll them one at a time, because if you get critical successes, that's different, and if you get failures, that's different. So we need to know
None of
in
them are
order.
crits. Okay. So that was 26.
Okay, that's another barrel, another pin that turns or locks
That's
into
20.
place. And there's the other 2. So
Nice.
you manage to pick this lock and open it up.
I don't know, Neffy.
You should now be able to open the door.
Okay.
Do we want to listen at it, having picked it?
Yeah, I'm gonna listen. Oops.
You do not hear anything.
It was this door, right?
Yep.
Was it the bottom one?
It is now.
Okay, just
It's
checking.
the bottom. Yeah, it's this one here.
Which
The
one?
one that you're
Oh,
stood
right.
right in
The one
front
I'm
of.
next to.
Yep.
That's fine. That's what I wanted to clarify. Okay. Oh, it's another one of the
Ooh.
teleporting
Swirling
things.
runes curved into the stone and filled with silver cover the walls of this circular chamber. Floor is polished smooth, and the ceiling is 10 foot up.
Right. Do we want to activate it?
How many of the others have we activated?
Only
I
the
think.
one on the second floor from the the floor from the ground. The first basement floor. That's the one that you've done.
That's the one. That's the one near the friendly ghoul.
Yes. Possibly no, a floor up from that. You didn't bother with the one that had the ghoul because you weren't sure if there was anything still on that floor that you were letting out if you.
Okay.
One thing that you do know though is fundamentally if you manage if you manage to awaken this portal, it would link to whatever you want it to link to, effectively.
Right.
Which obviously means you could link it all the way up to that.
Oh, no,
one
out you go, Charlie. Charlie, out.
But you would have to perform the ritual.
And they get more difficult the further down we go.
Yes,
Go
the
with
further
me.
down you go, it gets a bit harder.
No, he's not.
for now.
I only had the end of that because I was dealing with the dog. Jesus.
Dogs being helpful.
Okay, so my question was, were we activating it or were we leaving it for now?
No, we are.
Leave it for now,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think we would like more security in the room around it before we start doing something that's going to become that hard.
So southern door then.
Yep.
Take a look, see.
Okay. You head to the southern door. I am assuming you're listening, just as a general
Sensing.
thing.
Magic-y. Magic and
Yeah.
ghoulies.
Okay. Quick. Oh, well, there you go. Initially, when you're stepping up to it, you don't hear anything. Okay, so the room to the south is quiet. However, as you start kicking in your various senses and everything else, Inver, you get a distinct feeling of an exceptionally large spiritual undead of some description. Or more accurately, it's not a spiritual undead, but it's very odd. You can sense a spirit, but it doesn't feel like a ghost or anything else like that. It doesn't feel like a haunt. There's something there that is bothering you. When you kick off Detect Magic, you sense a massive source of magic in that room as well.
This is going to be one of those rooms we're either going to deal with and have a rest, or we're going to shut the door and run away.
We can't keep doing that. That's the issue.
Yeah. I mean, we could probably go back to some of the earlier ones now. We've got a bit more kit and a bit more skills. We might be able to go back to some of them.
The only thing I would say is some of the ones really early on are not going to help you much because you're past those points now, effectively, where it's worth going back to them.
Oh, it wasn't for right now. It was more of a.
Just a generic.
Yeah, we'll go back and kick the snot out of that leech creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So, oh god.
Well, we can either open that door or we can not open that door.
We're running out of options if we don't.
So look, let's open the door and get ready to Jesse Owens.
As a bit of a, can we, let's be sensible. Hang on. What did you say it was? You said it was massively spiritual and massively undead, yeah?
It doesn't feel quite like anything else I've met, but yes, it is powerfully sort of spiritual, undead.
Before we go into the room, I'd like to do a recall knowledge check so that we can
That's
start
a
doing
really good
before
idea.
We do things that are really dumb
Outstanding plan.
Okay.
based on the description.
Oh, hey, can I use any of the laws I've got around haunts and undead and shadow plane to maybe have a think about what it might be?
Yes. So I'll let you guys roll it. Religion or undead law?
Oh, I've got both a +10.
Always please remember that laws will tend to have a lower DC because they're more specific.
9 and undead for 19, please.
15.
You've not got the foggiest. Not a clue.
Okay.
The concept of something that seems like it's spiritual, but there's maybe magic involved, but it doesn't feel like a ghost or... No, it's... Until you lay your eyes on it, and even then you're not sure, because goodness knows what it'll be.
Invar, how long does the How long does the that tremor sonic thing that you do to my weapon on occasion last? If you're not actively keeping it up.
Let me have a think. Hold on. I think I traded that out because I never used it. I think I.
I believe indeed it was one of the things spells you swapped when you could do
I think
a free
yes.
swap.
The last time I got access to more magic, I decided to change that one out for something else because it got so little use. I'm sorry, I can no longer enhance your weapon.
Well, we're all just unfortunate this evening. I'll just have to share it about liberally anyway if it goes horribly wrong. Anyway, any other smart ideas for like pre-prepping before we go through this door?
I mean, I thought I might have my shield up in front of me so it can be useful this time.
Not a bad shout.
Yep. That was
because a lot of my area spells then damage everybody else as well, which points to me going before Moz potentially, but that depends on how the dice treat us.
Yeah, you know that wonderful thing where I just stand here and I can still stab things in the doorway? I'll just stand
Fair.
here and stab things in the doorway. And who knows, if it's that powerful and all the rest of it, it might be smart. It might not have to be a, oh my goodness, let's stab it in the face. But also we've encountered librarians that thought they were still back in the past, who then flipped out. We've encountered sentient Ujima flips that want to suck out all our joyful memories of life and everything. We've encountered demons. We've encountered weird things up in the tower, like that bell thing that sucked down your life force or whatever it was. So that was also the other characters in the prequel. Anyway, there's enough weirdness down here that may actually be a person type problem, as much as a oh my god, kill it with fire type problem.
You are right.
So,
That only has a 5-foot radius, so that's no use from me. I'm not standing within 5 foot of this thing to do that.
So who is opening the door?
I'm preparing a weapon, namely my crossbow.
Legit.
Right.
And stealthing.
Okay. I mean, I can open it from here, but then I won't be able to see what's going on.
Stand in front of it. Stand in front of it and open the door and see if they recognise you.
I am. Well, I'm either going to be killed on sight or the one who has the best chance of talking to whatever it is.
Hailed as the Messiah.
I'll step out of the way because let's face it, you're kind of spiritually woo, and Nephi in general are probably amongst the two most likely things to be encountered down here because, in the nicest way possible, Nephi, that weird, horrible, clangy woman upstairs was vaguely recognizing you. You recognized them. Did something go on there? So, and Invar, you've been a bit weird down here.
They like that.
More so than normal.
I don't like
I
that
don't
you're
know what
pointing
my
these
normal
things
is. You've
out.
only met me down since I started coming down here.
You're weirder down here than you are up at the top. And don't get me wrong, small children are creepy anyway. But.
Oh, now I've got a horrible feeling the small child said something that was probably prophetic and relevant, and I have zero idea what it was. Excellent. I'm going to open the door.
God.
Overturned tables and benches, all made of petrified wood, lie scattered around the edges of this expansive chamber. Pale bones are interspersed with these furnishings. Several preserved monster heads and silver plaques adorn the walls. a glowing circle of runes is etched on the floor of an alcove to the east.
Harper, get your head off my keyboard. Move.
Stop playing the game, human.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I can't see anything.
Let's very tentatively enter and keep sensing, but
Yeah.
like a step at a time.
Does that big
Yep.
creepy circle thing look like that's your emanation point, or is it something else?
Okay.
Sure.
If you focus, now that you can see the room, Neffy, your magic senses, especially if you get a little bit closer, are pinging in more than one place in this room. One of them is the glowing circle, but there is something else. Inver, your sense of spirits and all the rest of it are basically centered on all of the piles of bones that are around the room.
I mean, understandable.
Makes sense. So I'm going to move that way. Okay, now I can see the circle. Right. So, okay, my plan is to go to this corner and then down here, because then there is only one pile of bones in reach of me, as opposed to going this way, when there would be lots.
Can I suggest you make one move, one normal walk move, and then everybody else can also adjust where their token is based on a normal walk. Okay, so Neffy goes to about there.
2, 3. Hang on.
Neffy, watch the bones.
Okay.
Don't
I'm
disturb the
assuming.
bones.
Am I standing on a bone? No.
You are very close to them when you're there. Yes.
I'm close.
This
but
is
not
the way I
standing on
didn't
the
go.
We do bones.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, we'll wait
Not in
for Phelan
dungeons?
to shift around
That's
as well.
320.
And obviously Olarin. Okay, Neffy. As you get close to the pile of bones, being the closest one to them, they all start to shake and bounce on the floor.
Neffy!
And then move in towards the center of the room and
Neffy!
assemble themselves into a rather large creature.
Oh, goody!
It's another bone golem! Yay!
Yay!
It's
There's
the
that
response
picture!
chamber.
It looks
Of
like
That
that.
picture is so cool.
No, there's a different one. There's a meme, and it's one of those seabirds with the freakishly long wading legs stretching out to poke, and it's like, don't do that. Me. That. And that's Neffy!
So, yeah, all right.
Fair.
Neffy, everyone at home and on the podcast, Neffy, doing Invar.
I would like everybody, please, to roll for initiative. And we'll pause this, and I'll get them in a second. Yeah. Okay, then.
11 plus.
So,
Mars was scouting, right?
Mars was scouting. Phelan?
23.
23. Okay. Neffy?
15 plus 11, which is 26 plus another 1, 27.
27. Okay. Inver?
24 in total.
24. And Moz?
Same with 24.
24. Okay. Then
Thinks we can choose who goes first.
we'll begin this encounter, and we'll have Neffy going first.
Identify.
We're
dear
going
Lord.
to identify. Okay, I will give a roll for that.
I have a feeling my weapons aren't going to be useful in this situation.
Interesting. Where have my dice gone? I have no idea how I'll roll that. Okay. You've not got a clue.
Ah.
No idea.
Okay.
I should get that. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast Electric Arc at it.
Why not try talking to it?
Hello, friend. Will you please not attack us? Does it respond?
No,
It's
no,
just
it
free
doesn't.
action, right?
Yeah, it's a
okay.
free action. It's a free action.
I'm just gonna cast Electric Arc at it and hope that does something.
Okay. Okay.
Arcane. Oh, you need to do a reflex save.
A reflex save for the large skeletal creature. We can see this going well, can't we?
It's Pathfinder one, so it's only
21.
probably about plus 30.
It's rolled a 4 and it got a 17.
Oh, okay. So it's 1d4. Because that's all I can do.
Probably, isn't it more than that? Don't your
mine aren't
scale?
heightened.
I don't think so.
Your DC is only 21. Because your spells, you're only trained in them. You're not gaining any sort of up from that.
Oh no, it's telling me to roll 3d4.
Yes, it's a cantrip. It automatically.
Oh,
upstairs,
that's
right.
why. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 points of damage then.
Okay, the electricity goes in and hits various sorts of bits of the bone and everything else. How much damage did you do?
14, 1-4.
14. You do not think that all of that had any effect.
Nope. Okay.
It was not as effective as perhaps you would have liked. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you've identified, well...
And then it's a 2 action.
And then it was a 2 action.
So that's me done. Yeah.
Okay. Inva, it is your turn.
I have a spell for this. I cast Searing Light.
Yep. You do have a spell for this. I believe it's an attack roll for Searing Light, so...
Yes, it is. I'm going to hit the button because then it keeps track of my spells properly for me, and it also tells me what to roll. So my actual roll is a natural 1, so we're going to hero point that.
That's fair.
So I'll have a 17 plus 11 for 28, please.
28 is a... Yep, 28 is a hit.
And then I roll 5d6 fire damage and 5d6 spirit damage because it's undead.
Spirit? Is it spirit damage? Is that what they've changed?
If the target
to
is a
now?
fiend or undead, you deal an extra 5d6 spirit.
Yeah,
And I think
they've
it's
changed
undead.
Spirit rather than holy. Yes, it is absolutely an undead. I'll give you that for free. I won't make you roll on that one. So fire damage first, please.
Give me a moment. 9, 12, 16 points of fire damage.
Okay. As the fire damage goes down, you do not think the fire damage did its full amount.
Okay. 6 and 3 is 9, 10. Cocked. 14 and 16 points of spirit damage, please.
However, all of that did go through, so that does seem to have affected it.
Does it look noticeably damaged?
I mean, that was quite a chunk out of this thing. I would suggest that it's very difficult to gauge the health level of a pile of bones on legs.
Yeah.
But it does, you know, you're with your knowledge of your magic, you are quite happy that you've done something significant to it.
Okay, so I'm going to call out that fire is okay, but good spirit damage is better. Harm will work, and then I'm going to stick my shield up.
Okay. That will make it Moz's turn.
Need to grab the ruler measurementy thing. That's too far. What? Yeah, 15. Yeah. Okay. I am going to have to move into range to do things. That's okay. Who did that? Yes, hello, Miss Link. Hi. Anywho's, let us. I'm gonna step. I'm gonna walk up to it because.
Yep.
Let's be honest. One normal movement. If it's gonna react, it's gonna react. That's fine. And then I will attempt to strike it with my ghost touch halberd, and hopefully that'll do it. My +1 striking ghost touch halberd.
Yep.
Got all the bits in there. That's a 12 on the dice. That's not too bad. +16 for 20.
That is going to be a hit. Yeah, 28 will hit.
We will stick with, and it's 2d10 +4. So let's pick up the red and white set. And let's see. Okay, so he brings it back just for a nice solid high right to low left sweep for 9 and 8, which gives us 17 +4 for 21 points of damage.
That's a big old chunk. 21, did you say?
Correct, figures 2.
Okay. However, what you do note is that your strike as you hit, and it takes a big old chunk of this thing out. But every now and again, it's almost like, yeah, I'm hitting bone, hitting a gap, hitting a bone, hitting a gap. Some of that damage does not go through.
That's fine. He's going to take us as a, okay, we're going to go with the endurance route then. And he's going to make an exacting strike. Let's just press roll here. So we're going to hold the map, functionally speaking, if I clip this one. So roll the dice and let's see what we got. We've got a, that's a 2 + 11, which is 13 for now.
No.
But that's all right. We keep the map where it is.
With what action?
Oh, shit, yes.
What was that?
Yep.
With
bang
what
on.
fourth action?
Exacting strike.
With
Yep.
what fourth
Yep,
action?
he's exactly right.
Yep.
Yep. No,
Yep.
does nothing.
I was about to say the same. Phelan, it's your turn.
Okay.
Kill it with fire!
Okie dokie. And we're going to detonate a standard level 3 fireball sufficiently behind it that Moz is not touched in the backwash.
Yep, that's entirely fair. That I mean, fireball is a fireball. It doesn't matter if it has got some level of resistance. It does a silly amount of damage.
We're DC 21 and
DC
fireball
21 reflex save.
is a basic reflex.
I will succeed on that. I get 23 in total, so I will take half damage anyway.
Okay. Seven, 10, 16 damage on the dice, which was a sub-average roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, it definitely burns away some of the bone, but it doesn't all seem to go through. There is some level of avoidance, as it were, of fire damage.
Okay. And then I am going to raise the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be on the safe side, and Olarin is going to just have a bit of a puddle forwards.
Okay. It is at this point that the creature itself is going to actually get to act now. This large lumbering creature with these ridiculously long arms, and you start to realize it has got reach, and Nephi is within reach. And it pulls one arm back and slashes it, going across Moz, through and into Nephi. So it's 2 actions for something called a broad strike. It allows me to make a claw attack against 2 adjacent targets that are within reach with no map penalty. I get the map penalty applies after I've made both attack rolls. So the first one against Moz is a 15 on the dice with a plus 18 to attack for a 33, doing a critical hit.
Rude.
Rude. Rude for the second time this game. 33.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's reading it out for you. I wouldn't
so-
take that lying down, JJ.
I have to take a
roll-
line
You
now.
might be lying down at this rate.
I'll roll a 5 on the dice with a plus 11, so 16 doubled
Ouch.
for 32 points of damage.
Thank
Against
you.
Mars.
Calculator right here. And
Sounds a lot to me.
77. Yes, I can't do
And
maths
then
anymore.
Neffy.
That's shock.
Yeah.
With the
Don't
second
want it.
part of this. I'm sure you don't. A 12 on the dice with a plus 18 for a 30, which
Mhm.
doesn't crit you. But
I'm so
only
thankful.
just.
Yeah.
However, you will take 21 points of damage.
Jeez.
It now applies its multiple attack penalty, so both attacks are applied now. It goes down to its worst attack. And for that worst attack, it's going to take another strike at Moz. A 7 on the dice, plus 10, 17. That is a miss.
He takes it mostly on the left shoulder, and just he's not happy. He's not unhappy.
Neffy, it is your turn.
I'm not happy about this turn of events.
I mean, it was
I hold
only,
no
you know, you only did it
responsibility.
yourself.
Nope, no responsibility whatsoever. Oh, jeez. Okay. I am gonna 5, 10. Back up.
Okay. As you move away, it doesn't react. Don't worry.
Whew. Whew. And then I'm gonna use the hand crossbow that I loaded before we entered the room
Mm-hmm.
and try and shoot.
Okay.
That's it. It's got a +1 rune if that changes things.
It's just +1 to your attack, which I believe will be
No,
counted in already. So yeah, it'll already be counted. So you're
Okay. 29.
29 is a hit. It is a striking, so remember you roll 2d6 for this, not just the one.
Mm-hmm. 3.
It's almost like you found the one gap in its ribs that hasn't got anything
Yeah.
around it whatsoever.
That's what I thought.
The bolt
Yeah.
just goes flying through, and the creature takes no damage.
That is what I thought.
Okay, you've still got one action.
Can I attempt again to identify it in some way?
You can, but it becomes harder because you've already tried this once before. So.
Yeah, there's not much else I can do, so I'm just gonna see if I can try.
Okay. Natural 20. After now sort of having dealt with this
Having
a little
fought it.
bit,
Yeah.
having fought it, you realise that this is something known as a bone gladiator, which is a variant of something known as a skeletal hulk. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is a mindless, undead skeleton creature. It's got unholy traits and things like that. What would you like to know about it? You have the option of actions and attacks, anything that's got passively, or any weaknesses, resistances, that kind of thing. So, pick the sort of area you want me to focus on.
Weaknesses.
Okay, so
Yeah, weaknesses.
I'm going to allow you to pick another thing because it has no weaknesses.
Ooh. Ooh. Resistances is a good
Okay,
one.
it is resistant to cold, electric, fire, piercing, and slashing damage. You know, all the things that you guys do.
Yeah, everything that I can do, that is it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, I have a sap. I can bludgeon it, but I don't want to get that close. Not gonna lie.
It's probably immune to non-lethal as well.
It
Yeah.
is, but I believe saps can be used to do lethal bludgeoning damage, so yeah.
I inform the group as a free action, and then
There
that's
you
it.
go. Okay, then it's Inva's turn.
Hey. I am going to do a 3-action, 3rd level heal, which will catch Neffy and Moz for good and it for the negative effect of that spell.
Yes, it will. Yep.
Oh, yes.
Clever.
This is my plan.
Times,
also going
Fizz
forward.
Rep has a brain. Just sometimes. Fizz Rep can think.
Okay, so which level are you doing it at?
3rd level, 3-action.
3rd level, 3 action. I get a save.
You do?
But I can't see what the save. It's a fortitude save.
Fortitude,
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe.
And what's your
Against-
spell DC at the moment?
I don't know. I want to say 19. Oh no, it's gone up. It's 21.
21. Same as more or less most people in the group. Okay. So I've rolled a 10 and I have a plus 17, so I get to 27. Not quite enough to completely ignore it, but I'm going to only take half from this.
Yeah. So no, I don't roll the d20. We've already done that. I'm rolling 3d8. I
Correct.
think.
Yes. 3d8.
So 7, 2 for 9, and 2 for 11. So 11 points of healing back to Moz and Neffy, I think. Or do I have to do it for each one?
No, you do the same roll for everybody, and that
And it
means
takes half of
5.
that.
Yeah.
But it's
Okay.
undead damage, so it's not. It's anyway.
Positive.
Yeah.
It's positive or whatever they call it these days.
And that's me. Done.
Vitality, I believe, is what it's now known as.
Yes.
Okay, then it's Moz's turn.
I would like to hit it with my stick.
Okay.
Is it a rhythm stick?
I know, but I'm going to hit it down quick. Hey! I'm going to hero point that because that's absolutely not worth it for 4. Not wasting that. Okay. So for my second action,
Okay.
I will hit it again
Mm-hmm.
because
Maybe one more time.
You're going exacting this time, just in
I will
case?
be exacting again. I will be exacting again. So that's 18 plus numbers. There we go. 11 for 29.
That is a hit.
Yay! And we were good with the red and whites last time. So first one, it was obviously been completely rattled by the strike that went through him and Neffy. So the left to right horizontal sweep did not work. But the uppercut, however, the uppercut from low right to high center, that's a 9 and a 5 on the dice, makes 14 plus 4 makes 18 points of slashing damage.
Okay, and again, not all of that goes through, but you are definitely taking chunks out of this creature. You do have one more action, but because you actually hit this time, you still have the attack penalty.
That's fine. That's fine. We're not particularly bunching up, are we? We are, but... Ooh,
You're the only one currently in reach, I think, aren't you?
Yes.
I'm going to be sending the badger in. And not next to you.
Yeah. I've got enough space to move around this thing and cause it a problem. I'm going to not take a third attack option.
I won't be able to reach you with heal if you move, but you go ahead.
1, 5, 10, 15. And does that diagonal make it 20?
Yep, that's right. Okay. So you move
Good.
around tactically.
Yep.
All right. Phelan, it is your turn.
Okay. That
You gotta force it to
is
move.
annoying because that puts you just outside the 30-foot emanation of me doing the same with the healing. But
It's
I can always move for next turn. So I am going to cast Magic Fang on Olorin, which gives him a second dice if he doesn't already have one on damage, but he does.
He does, yeah.
And it also gives him +1 to attack.
Mm-hmm.
And he's chompy chomps are magic, if that makes any difference whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 2-action cast and an action to tell Olorin
To go in and have a bite.
to go in and have a bite. Because if I've put switch back to movement mode, as long as I'm a direct line through 2 sides of its base.
Correct. So it can be any of the 3 that are along that sort of side there would be counted as giving you the off guard.
Right. I'm going to get Olorin to move to the center there,
Mm-hmm.
because that means big jobs there can't necessarily move through Olorin to get
This
to.
is true, yeah.
And then he goes in with a jaw strike at +11 for 19, plus whatever bonus for.
So a 19, even with the off guard, is not enough to hit.
But that's fine, because it also it sets Moz up for the off guard next time round.
Yeah, it will. It will. So it is its turn. And the thing I was planning on doing, I now can't do because of where Olorin stood. So that's a thing. Instead, it's going to very slowly lumber itself in a circle around and face Moz, and is going to bring one of its claws down hard on his head. But then again, with an 8 on the dice, I'm only going to get to a 26. So it's not
Still a
quite
hit.
as hard as it could have been.
Catches it on the shoulder.
20 points of damage.
Okay.
It will attempt a second swing down on you. A 13 on the dice to get a 27.
Still more than my AC. Yep.
17 points of damage.
26.
And it will swing one more time with a 4 on the dice for a 14 and will miss.
Splat. No, he's not there.
That is its 3
Still
actions.
standing.
Neffy,
How-
it's your turn.
Dismembered does it look? How much of it is dust compared to bone?
You are under. It has under 25% of the original mass that it had.
Okay.
Quicker.
Don't run away from the healers.
I'm still standing. I feel like a true survivor.
Thank
Praise
you,
God.
Elton.
Little kid.
Move. Drop, crossbow, and pull, snap, hit.
Okay.
That'll be all 3 actions.
Yep.
I'm doing this for you, Moz.
Appreciate it. It's off guard.
Wait, what does that mean for me?
Sneak
It's your
attack.
AC. Sneak attack.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. You will get sneak attack. So, first thing you've got to just roll to attack. See if you hit. That's
Yeah,
the main thing.
that bit. 28.
28 is a hit. Okay. So
Okay.
the sap, because it's not a very special thing. You've not got anything
No.
else on there. Just
The
does
D6.
1d6.
Bludgeoning. Plus 1.
1d6 plus 1 bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Assuming you are trying to do lethal damage to it, you would have still hit, so don't worry about that. Because there is a penalty to use a non-lethal weapon to do lethal damage, but you're fine, don't worry, you rolled enough. Then, so you're going to do... The next question is, yeah, it's agile, so you can use it to do your sneak attacks, that's fine. So, under those circumstances, you're going to be doing 1d6 plus 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then an additional 2d6 for sneak attack damage.
Ah, okay. 6. Ooh. So 5, 6, 10 points of damage.
Okay, all of that seems to go through. So
Okay.
whatever bludgeoning, as you know, as you're aware, it isn't resistant to that. That actually takes an amount out of the creature. But that is all of your actions.
Yep.
Inva, it is your turn.
I was doing the maths on this. I also have the Disrupt Undead cantrip,
You do.
which is surprisingly powerful by this point.
Mm.
It's yeah. It won't do as much damage as the level 3 spells, but it will do more reliable mid-range damage because of the way the dice work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cantrips, I can keep doing it.
Yep.
So I will do 3d6 plus 4, and it
Mhm.
gets a DC 21 basic fortitude save.
Okay. So, fortitude save first. Only a 6 on the dice. That will give me a 23 though, so I'll take half damage.
Mhm.
Oddly enough, this thing is quite fortuitous.
15 in total.
So that will go down to 7 points of damage. It is still going. It is still standing.
Ow! The fuck is it still standing? Olerin sneeze on it or something. Right, I've got an action left. Oh, I don't think I can do anything useful. Oh, yes, I can. I can cast message. No, because it's
Cast
dumb
message.
anyway. It doesn't help. I can just yell at you. It's fine.
I was going to say, who are you sending a message to?
Yeah, sounds legit.
It is not smart enough for it to matter.
It's being sent to Moz's last will and testimony holder.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
Stand by. Yeah.
But no, I can actually raise my shield properly. I don't need to use the spell for that. Yeah, no, I'm just going to raise a shield. But I'm also going to be. Does this have a spirit remnant for me to collect if we get to that point?
It is not a spiritual undead, I'm afraid.
It doesn't.
What do
That's
you mean if?
Okay, Moz, it is your turn.
We're gonna get the metal dice out, and hopefully this is gonna work this time. Moz is like half crumpled on the deck because this has not been fun. It was both piercing and slashing damage. It was equally
Yep,
resistant,
correct.
to, wasn't it? Well, we might as well change up the fact, and like from that half crouch position, he's just gonna ram the damn halberd straight up the middle of it. With a 12 plus 16 for 28.
That is a hit.
Let's get the metal dice out now for the damage. Come on. Come on. Be nice. That's a 7 and 9 for 16 plus 4 for 20.
Okay. And the bones collapse to the floor.
Yeah.
None of them moving any longer. All of the pieces of this thing just collapse back down to the ground.
He basically stood over the halberd and, yeah! And then there was just pitter patter of bits of bone and all the rest of it. And because he's not wearing a helmet, naturally because he's a hero, one plunks him on the skull. He goes, ah.
Well, at least it didn't knock you out. It didn't do the last bits of your hit point damage.
Totally fine. I'm only down to like, if I was to grade myself 25 of 77, it's fine.
Right. So I think before we go any further, I'm going to drop a 3rd level heal on Mr. Mossington's.
Appreciated. He takes that pimple back towards the door where everybody else had been previously and being very, very sensible.
I start reaching through the bones.
So it's 40 hit points returned.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Nice.
65 of 77.
I'm going to go and investigate the magic.
Okay, digging through the bones, you do not find anything. Inva, when you say you're investigating the magic, what are you doing?
I'm standing on the edge of it, out of range, and applying my occultism knowledge and anything undead, haunt, shadow plane that seems relevant.
It's certainly nothing to do with undead or planes or spirits or haunts or anything else like that. In terms of sort of looking at it, you're not 100% certain. Some of the patterns look similar to the circle room that you've just left behind you, but you're not really sure. What's weird is you know that this is not connected to any teleportation system. So what it is, goodness knows.
Huh.
Can I try and detect?
Moz is going to make a
and-
sketch.
I mean, detect
you
magic,
kill the-
it's... Yeah.
Could you
And
kill the
then read
combat
the
thing so we
aura.
can move?
Yes, good point. I will kill the combat encounter.
Thank you.
Because I would like to read the aura and see if I can make anything out.
You read the aura, and it is teleportation magic.
Okay.
Oh, I have the ability to do that. Oh well. I can detect magic too. I just never do.
Oh, what did I do in my character sheet? That was clever. Well done, Becky. Don't close that. You need that.
Moz is going to take a little bit of a moment to walk it off whilst this is going on. Just basically walk around the room, do some laps, and just start surveying and
Starts doing
figuring out
press
what
ups.
it was.
There's a shout over to Moz of, yeah, I traded out enhancing your weapon for telling things what to do.
That seemed to have worked wonderfully. It definitely stopped doing what I was doing when I jabbed it.
Didn't work so well on Neffy, did it?
No. Worth reconsidering, perhaps.
Okay.
Am I able to identify anything about where the teleportation is linked to? Or
No, there's only one way of
do I
knowing
recognize
where it
any of the
goes.
symbols or something?
No, there's only
He's
one way of knowing
activating
where
it,
it
standing
goes.
on it. I know, and that's what Nephew wants to stand on it. It's all I'm saying. She wants to get on it.
Okay.
There's a fan
As
on the back of Neffy's clothes.
as this tussling match is going on, we're gonna fade out to black at that point, based on the time and everything else, before we end up with something else going on in this space, or both of them falling in. We will stop it right there. Thank you ever so much, everybody who's come along. Hopefully by now there will also be some of the stuff that we did on Twitch, and if you're really interested, please have a look at the links that are below. We do other streaming of games in general, but we will be doing a little bit more of the Malevolence adventure very, very well, I hope soon. It's all dependent on shift pattern work, which is not easy, but it is the way it is. So, for the time being, before we have a situation where Neffy and Inver are throttling each other or whatever's going to go on, we'll say goodbye for now. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.